it's been raining all day. It's finally stopped raining. And when I literally say all day, I mean of daylight. It was raining. So I am not going to be able to do the amount of time I want to do or tests. But okay, I'm going. I didn't like the last video. It wasn't working. So all I'm gonna do is get. I keep seeing and hearing and reading people like so upset with tearalaments, but I'm like, no, tearalaments has multiple counters. Like a lot of there's literally no meta in Yu-Gi-Oh. The only thing is, do you take the time to actually look for the counters? Like again, tearlament. This card hard counter tearlament. Why? It's because you don't have to do anything at all. Literally. Literally. Just read Earthshattering Event. I probably spelled that wrong a bunch of times. This card hard counter tier limits. And she uses tier limit to be particular. Because if it's sent to the from deck to graveyard, target one card, either play a graveyard, shove it into the deck. Also, neither player can send cards from the deck to the graveyard for the rest of the turn. That also affect even if they shove it back, shuffle it before you shuffle a card back into the deck. It's still gonna prevent them from sending it to a graveyard. So this card, one card, hard counter tier limits. As an Earth card, but people are still crying about tier limits. I'm like, they are not that strong. You have this one card. Mind you, I was testing this out, found cards that work in the graveyard. This is what I tell. Something like this program helps you figure out ways to counter something. Ways to counter stuff. To no, from the deck, I think. Like you figure out what Taylor is doing, and you just type that in. They draw cards. This is why I said it before. I was thinking about making a puppet deck. I seen somebody who actually I saw a video where somebody used a puppet deck. It's like it the deck really can hard counter Tailman, especially the warrior setup with these cards. Why? Okay, this card can be summoned if the opponent draw a card, which their limit is gonna do. You can just summon this card, and it's not just draw. Like just add it into your hand, like from the top deck. They can add a card, and it will just summon it. So it take drawing and it's also added to the hand and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting. So you can summon both the Puppet King and Queen from the hand. If as long as if they add a card at all, you can just summon them. So and their cards also work by affecting that. So the pawn, puppet pawn, like it, you can banish a card, add one resource, and your opponent add a card from their deck to the hand. This effect trigger the king, and queen. So forcing them to do it would trigger the king and queen, which means you get two bodies on the field. And because they work together, so when you get those two bodies on the field, you have big attackers and people you can do for link summon and whatever. You can do warrior links with just those two because of how they work. They add a card to hand, you summon. So, and this is how found this card by just typing from the deck to the graveyard because I was tearalaments will do. They send card. Soon as you, soon as you know that, you don't need to play any other card. You don't even need to play Maxi. If you want a deck that can counter them, just run any deck with monsters that have graveyard effects, or set up a deck with a lot of monsters with graveyard effects. So if they mill them, and also effects that work from the hand too. So, so if they mill the card, it's only a benefit to you. Another card that can cause problems for them. But again, even this card can be a counter to the counter because it prevents you from adding cards. But yeah, you force them into a situation where they have to add the card. As soon as they add a card, you just pop two words out, and then you can just you have you have these card that also banish cards instead. You have multiple cards that banish. Or if you have any plays, do your plays at the beginning of the turn, get this down. Do all your plays at the beginning of the turn, get this down. Then use this. Guess what? Now all of their cards get banished as well. And the monsters. This one just for monster. This is for all monster. Oh, wait, there was one for all cards. I know banisher work for all cards. Is it this one? Yeah, F this a card sent to the graveyard banish instead. So you have retaliate C. You got the banishers. Maya, you even have him, and I think he worked for. Excuse me. Who? Spells and traps. So you have multiple ways. You can banish them. You can prevent them from something. You have other ways to do so. Also, you don't have to even use the first effect. It just happens. So there are cards that can you run this. It got zero attack, so it'd be any monster they had will easily run it over. But if you could special summon this in the defense one, any of that card just go straight to the graveyard. I mean, to the banish zone. So there are not dark claw. You have cards that literally counter tears one way or another. I personally would rather go for this card because like I have a warrior deck where it just works from the graveyard. Gas. Like this card works from the graveyard. These work from the graveyard. These two cards work in the graveyard. If it doesn't work in the graveyard, or if I can't summon it from the graveyard, I have it at 3 or 2. Oh, I forgot I had added this card. Oh, look, I'll just read it. Two Earthshattering Events. Two. If you want to, you do not have to. Oh, I have two of these. But you do not have to play anything hard, really. With this deck, I was trying to test out which cards I can get to my hand the most, and trying to get heroes because you can send them to the graveyard. Like 2 level 5 heroes is enough. Uh, a Joker and a Jack is enough. Just getting him in the hand or graveyard either way, it doesn't matter. He can special summon himself or sending Jack back to the graveyard. So, one of these cards allows you to banish it. Yeah, this one. You get a second normal summon with light or dark ward, which a bunch of niggas are. So doesn't really matter. They can all special summon themselves, but or I can special summon like this card is a light, but I can summon it off battle guard today. So one thing is I was testing out does Dino Tag work better, or does Necroshade work better? Necroshade can be a normal summon. If I just have another element of hero, which it counters itself. So you can have elements of Necroshade in the graveyard and normal summon another Necroshade without tribute. Because it doesn't state except itself. Like, so weird. But yeah, that's what I would test out. Oh, I gotta add her here. But yeah, there are ways to counter tearlaments. Just into, oh, just drop into Earthshattering Events and let them do the work for you. That's it. I'm on here to run tests, so I'm not gonna run in here. But yeah, that's all you do. Just drop 2 Earthshatter Event in your deck and you counter tearless. Let them do the work for you. Run cards that you can use in your grave. Like a lot of these cards I can use in my graveyard. They have graveyard effects and stuff. Like I get this in the I got another free normal summon. I get this in the graveyard. I can add any of my bamboo cards. Then I get this if I have this in my hand. That in the graveyard. If this go to the graveyard, it's another one. And there's another reason I have this to pull this. So that's why I'm like, is Dino Tag really the best when I can easily get a element? Like, so I'm looking at like cars. Is there a way to get Destiny Hero to my hand? You got the vanish one, so that can't work. And that's the problem. That's why I was testing this out. Because I can't get a Destiny hero to my hand. Well, I have the vanish one that have. If I had this and this, okay, I get draw two. But it does. I do not have a single Destiny here. Do not have just a e-call for them, where it's just a add just add one. That's it. And then they block one. Just you can add another one. I like his effect that basically just both players take 1,000 damage, but it's just hard to get them to work. These other cards can also work by just sending one to the graveyard, but you have to have one on the field. You can use the level 4 to get into level 5. Free special summon, and also he he would, if you have an XYZ, you could just special summon. Um, 200 more attack, special summon. So you can balance this and have this on the field. They both would boost up the card. Uh, XYZ for rank 5, but I don't. You think it would be levels, but so now onto this card. They finally program it in. So most of my testing was planned to test out and see how this works.